other family members living with you who may have mental issues, mental health issues, drug addiction. These are things that, if you're going to own firearms, it comes with responsibility. Pastor?
Yeah, maybe you can help settle an argument. I have a relative who's a police officer. He's quite a bit younger than I am, and we had a discussion. And it seems to me, I remember when I was quite a bit younger, his age, when police officers, if somebody was coming at you and they were unarmed, they didn't have a gun, but some great big galoot, that they didn't shoot to kill right away. If they shot, they would shoot to disable. And he said that that was never the case, that it was always shoot to kill no matter what.
We are taught to shoot to stop. Shoot to stop. I'm a pretty good shot. I qualified. Last time I got a perfect score. I have a real hard time hitting a moving leg. I'm going to be honest. Okay? I don't think anyone in this room could do that. We're taught to shoot to stop. If that takes one shot, and this is the biggest target, center mass. If it takes one shot, we're done. If it takes 6 shots, that's what it takes. Unfortunately, and we touched on it a little bit earlier, narcotic abuse, a growing trend, has changed pain thresholds and stop. And when I started 40 years ago, they taught us self-defense and hand things. We could impact thumb, get your thumb, and bend your thumb, right? No, and dance. You know, they taught us pressure points. You know, things we carried little Kubatons that we could put on your hand and lay it across it. It hurt, and you would comply. I've seen people smash things with their fist and shatter their hand and still hit you with it flopping. It's so broken because they don't feel it. Okay, you with me? So the tactics now for us are shoot to stop. Once the threat is stopped, we're done shooting.
But has it always been that way? See, my argument was that it always wasn't that way. I remember when the police officers, if there was someone that was, say, the distance that you are from me right now, and you were coming my way, they would try to take a leg shot. If that wouldn't happen, they didn't try to shoot to kill right away.
And it depends on the situation. Okay.
Yeah.
Click on Skip again, please. Skip's got a knife. Okay, big knife. Give him a hunting knife. And he's going, don't come after me. I'm not going. Don't. Stay back, deputy. Stay back, sheriff. Don't come here. I can't just shoot him. Okay? I need other tools. That differs a lot from Skip running at me, slashing. You understand the difference?
Yeah.
Okay? Big difference. Huge difference. Going back to training. What do I do in that? I have to instantly assess and know this is what I can do. That's what I'm going to do. I might need to talk to Skip. So, you know, we don't need to go this route. Come on, we know each other. We don't want to be hurting each other. Let's put the knife down, let's talk about it.
Well, his wife won't let him have a knife.
But, yeah, okay. And we do carry, I'm not fully loaded, I came back from Columbus, but we carry other options. Aren't we? Brought a knife to a gunfight, didn't you?
That's my letter opener.
Yeah, sure. Yes.
We just recently moved in the village Middlefield in Woodsong area.
Nice area.
And the original owners have an ADT sign, security sign in the front yard. I've got another question. We left it. Is that another deterrent?
I tell people, candidly, if you can't afford an alarm system, afford an alarm sign.
Yes.
Okay? Get one. Stickers on windows. I'm a bad guy. I'm a burglar. I go to your house, ooh, oh, he's got alarms. Oh, this one doesn't. I don't want to get caught. I don't want to get caught. I'm trying to sneak in. I'll go knock on your door because you don't have a sign, you don't, nothing. You don't answer, there's no lights on, I don't see any tracks in the snow, oh, I'm either gonna kick that door, or maybe walk around and kick out the back.
Well, I did purchase the security system, that all the doors have the signal that the door is open. My
It
second.
talks to you.
Yeah, it talks to you. The back door's open, front door, you are too. Well, anyway, the point, another point is last Wednesday, we've been doing jigsaw puzzles in the front room, so we keep the window open for light to put the puzzle in. Last Wednesday, she said a car came by real slow with two individuals. They stopped in front of the house and took a picture of our house. I said, she told me about it Thursday, a week from today, last week. A single individual come by in the same car, rolled down the window, took a picture of the house. Is that a flag that something might happen? What I
Yes.
did,
There's-
I went to the Middlefield Police Department
There's
and made a report.
my appeal. Tonight I'm pretty well staffed, I got 5 deputies working tonight, covering 13 townships. There's 16 in Geauga County, Chester, Russell, Bainbridge have their own. We got everything else tonight. But you can take out Middlefield, Burton, and the city of Chardon. I mean, those are a couple square miles. So about 300 plus square miles, my guys are trouble. We need help. I'll be candid. Sir, I could drive by your house 20 times tomorrow. I don't know if the blue van belongs or not. There's 68,000 pieces of property in Geauga County. But your neighbor might know. Okay. I go back from Columbus in a marked car, people pretty much behave when I come down the road. When I drive through with my marked unit, everybody's prim and proper. So you're going to see things. We need help. We need you to call. We need you to tell us. I call a little bit being a nosy neighbor, but something like that, why? Okay? Maybe they're a realtor, and they got the wrong address, take a picture of the wrong house. Maybe, who knows? Maybe. Maybe it's somebody casing a house. Maybe it's yours, maybe it's a neighbor's, maybe it's, what's going on? Need that. That's a good help.
We couldn't get it.
Couldn't get it, but you get a description of the car. I understand.
We made a report to the Middlefield Police because we thought it was so unusual.
One of the things that I'm proud of in Geauga County is we've been able to put in a county, I mentioned the MDTs, mobile data terminals. We have a county-wide system, all law enforcement, we've been able to accomplish this. We're the only county in the state of Ohio that does this. Everybody operates off of one database. So when you report that to the Middlefield Police, and they make a report, they document the information, my guy that's patrolling just outside the village, White Road, has access to that. You can see, wait a minute, that was a green car, it was 2 guys. What's going on? You following? And we share that information. So that's important. I saw, yes.
I had a couple questions. One question, is it mine? You want me?
Yeah.
One question was, I went back to the fair and we got onto something else, but are you prepared for a flash mob? Because they are happening closer and closer to Geauga County. Secondly, I live in Newbury and happened to hit the drugstore right after it was robbed. And I saw there was just an incident in Middlefield. My granddaughter used to work at the donut store there. And the other incident was in Chesterland at McDonald's, which is always busy. And what are we doing to watch who's coming in from outside the county and protect ourselves from the criminal element? It is all drug related, what's going on. Are we allowed to profile? We've had people, I'm next to Home Dakota, and my neighbors saw some people from outside the area walking up the road. They were robbed the next day. Their barn was gone through, though.
Here's,
Are we watching for this?
profiling is,
I know it's against the law.
well, no, it's not ugly word. Okay, this is Dan.
It's not.
I don't
I'm a
care.
big believer, if it walks like a duck, talks like a duck, and acts like a duck, it's a duck. Okay. You know what's normal in your community.
Right, I'm isolated.
You know what's normal. kids get off school at whatever time and they happen to go walking by every day, you know it's normal. Okay? Somebody opening your mailbox is not normal. You with me? You don't have to go, what the heck are they doing? We would like to have that piece of information. Now, does that mean somebody's going to jail with them taking a picture? No. But that's a good piece of information. And we catch that individual, they know we're not watching. This is not good.
Fortunately, my neighbor is a detective who lives across from Dakota. He's not in Jump County, but he kind of watches things. But my next door neighbors did not report this group of people walking on their property,
Yeah.
and the next day they were robbed.
Flash mobs,
My grandson
yes,
got caught
we
in one
are-
Beechwood Mall. He's in college and he wasn't, but they emptied the mall of all the people. But what do you do if they hit the fair? 200 kids.
we're in communication with them. First of all, the other fairs. A good predictor of future behavior is past behavior. Okay, so that's an important part, being in contact with the other fairs to schedule what's going on. What happened at Canfield? What happened at, the different fairs? Good clue. Monitoring Facebook,
Okay.
right? Monitoring those social medias that kids use. They're posting it. It's legal for us to see it. They can't believe that. You're on Facebook? Oh, I got guys that, yeah. Okay. Duh. Okay, so we're looking for that. And yes, we start seeing groups of kids coming in. We're going to start beefing. Remember I mentioned I have other units out as well. We call resources in, we start doing it. But we are pre-planned for that.
Okay.
Yeah, that whole Facebook, which is another thing. If you go away on vacation, and I'm sad because, yes, I do not have a Facebook account. I am not on Facebook personally. Now, because of my position, I have access to Facebook, and I see people who are having a wonderful time in Aruba. There's a picture of us having breakfast today, or whatever. I mean,
We'll be back in 2 weeks.
right, that's a bad piece of information. My next thought for you too, and we see this, in your car, let me have GPS in the car, not built in the dash, but GPS. Please don't have home be your home.
I know.
Okay, you want to have some fun, have it be the sheriff's office. Why? Because you're at the mall, and I break out your window, I grab your GPS and your garage door opener, I hit home, it takes me to your house, and I open it. Why do I do that? Because I know you're at the mall. You with me? Put the sheriff's office address. Right. I do that. Another tip, and we talk, whether you have children, think ahead when you conduct your business outside of your home as well. When we talk about home safety tips, I'm here to tell you, I never go in the Dairy Mart convenience store until I see the clerk. I'm not going to walk in on a robbery. Okay, why? I will be the first target taken out. Okay, I watch. I see. Okay. I never go in a bank until I see a customer walk out. If they come running out, what's that tell you? You with me? Okay. When you park your car, is this a good spot for tonight? Okay. When I got to come out tonight, is this a good? No, I'm in the middle of nowhere. Okay. Be thinking of things. And talk about these things. If you have children or grandchildren, please take the time as you're doing this to explain. Make them start thinking safety conscious. So when they, at the ripe old age of 18, graduate from high school and go to college, they've got some of these safety tips and things ingrained and help them be smart as well. Is that, sir?
I actually want to make a comment. I had the opportunity as a commissioner to go down to the Fair Association meeting, which I thought I was going to be bored out of my mind. I wasn't. I was pleasantly surprised. And I will say, Sheriff Dan did a great job down there. And what I discovered was we're really unique. I mean, I assumed that all the counties were the same, that the sheriffs all coordinate with the fair boards. It's not the way it happens. I mean, we're so accustomed to what we have here in Geauga County that we've taken it for granted. the amount of cooperation between the fair board, which we have an outstanding fair board here, the amount of planning that they do and all that to make sure the fair comes off, I've never really appreciated that until I got an opportunity to compare and contrast when I was down in Columbus. But just as one small example of what I saw demonstrated down at the fair board, Dan was talking about the security and how he implements it in the fair, which is why he's here tonight, because I thought it was really interesting. As he's interfacing with the public, kind of as a public relations thing, there is a lot of security going on. The team is constantly evaluating everybody that's coming and everybody that's gone. And there was a sheriff at the fair board who was trying to promote, I want to say, fear of concealed carry. And he was trying to convince everybody at the fair board that they needed to post their fair and you couldn't allow concealed carry, yada, yada, yada. Anybody that knows me know that I have a little trouble keeping my mouth shut. And so I pointed out to that deputy sheriff that was making the presentation. And afterwards I went to Sheriff Dan and I said, what do you think about this? And his response to me was, we don't need to fear people who are legal carriers. We don't post our fear because, well, first of all, we don't need to fear you guys because you're law-abiding and you know what you're doing and you go out and practice and do all that kind of stuff. But in addition to that, he's measuring everybody coming and going. He knows who comes through the gate. He knows if you've got a concealed carry. He knows if you've got a warrant out on, you've got a speeding ticket, if you're a DWI, and that gives me a comfort level. And so I just thought I'd tell you that just as a point of reference. Sheriff Dan and our fair board does a really good job at the fair. And generally speaking, he's doing a real good job out there as he's cruising around the counties.
And thank you for those kind comments.
We have time for 3 more questions. So 3 more questions.
Yes, sir, you were patient.
Yeah, thank you. Incident I had happened a couple of years ago. My wife woke me up 2 o'clock in the morning. Somebody drove in to the barn driveway across the street. She saw him walk away from the vehicle. So naturally, I go running over there. I can't find nothing, come back to the house, debating, do I bother the sheriff's department with this? The guy left the driveway.
Please.
Anyhow,
Okay.
if I may, okay? So I called after she got done nagging at me to call. All right. Immediately, I've got like 3 cars, police cars in the driveway. And I'm going like, wow, for an abandoned vehicle. Come to find out, after talking with the deputy, after everything was done, that truck matched the description they were looking for in a separate investigation. He said, do not hesitate to call us.
It's not a bother.
Yeah.
You're helping. The true story. Orwell, Asheville County, it's not our county. A car comes behind Mayfield Road, westbound, 322. As it comes into Jogga County in Huntsburg, this car behind this pickup truck, which is weaving, notices a child standing in the passenger seat. Guy driving, child standing. They called us. They got on a cell phone and they called. Okay? And they reported this to us. We started moving in. They stayed on the phone. The dispatcher will talk to you and stay with you. You're no longer alone. Okay? But that person was able to help provide us information. Well, they turned left here. They kept going here. We caught them about half a mile from this guy's house. The child was kidnapped out of Orwell. We had recovered the child about the time the parents realized their child's missing from their yard. This was a snatching. This was not, a drunken father. This was a stranger snatching this child. This person had a record. Thank God that those folks bothered the sheriff's office. Please, you don't know what you got. Okay? You're absolutely right. The car that pulls up and sits in front of your house where its lights out could be because they dropped off their accomplices 3 doors up. Okay? You don't know. We don't expect you to know. It could be the boyfriend and girlfriend parking. that's what we're there for. Yes.
Oh, I don't know this. Okay. But, the last 2 days, I've had, phone call, anybody there. And it's happened before, and, you know, it can happen naturally anyway. But it does bother me, like checking to see if I'm home. And I didn't know what to, you know.
There's some things you can do. If you would call your local law enforcement, whether it's the sheriff's office or, I apologize, I don't know where you live, and let them know. There's things that can be done. That phone calling in that number is at least recorded with the phone company, even though it may not show up on your caller ID, or perhaps it did. And we can cause some backtracking to figure out, okay, what's going on. You know, that piece of information could fit in with 3 other, we call them B&Es, burglaries, breaking and entering B&E. That, you know, again, that could be a handy piece of information. So,
I mean, maybe once, maybe twice, or 3.
I'm an absolute believer, and I call it the hair in the back of your neck. Okay? I'm here today because I've listened when the hair in the back of my neck stood up. I've made thousands of traffic stops in nearly 40 years. One in particular, a van. That night, I stopped it. And instead of doing the normal approach, the hair in the back of the neck, I went around my car, came up the passenger side. When I snuck up on the passenger side and hit with the flashlight, the driver had a handgun in his hand and was looking at the mirror for where the heck I was. Couldn't see me coming up the normal side. Okay? You know your neighborhood better than I ever could. There's too many neighborhoods. I can't. Okay? I know my neighbors' patterns. I know they work during the day. If I happen to stop in for a few minutes at my house for lunch, they're not going to be home. I know what they drive. A pickup truck sitting there, a beater or whatever, doesn't belong. Now maybe there's an explanation. You don't need to figure it out. That's our job. You're helping them. I would 100 times rather send a car and find out it was the carpet installer. Okay? Than to spend the time it takes to do one burglary investigation.
This is one of those, what would you have done? Coupon and I, a couple years ago, were coming home after a radio program at 1 o'clock in the morning, and right on 87, just as they started to go up a hill, there's a car parked across the road, the center line right in the middle of the car, parked across the road. So we stopped, and there was a young woman in there. She had the radio blasting. She had the seat all the way back. And so I went over there, and I said, listen, I said, you got to move your car. I said, car coming over that hill. And I said, you're going to end up dead. She said, well, that's okay. I want to die. I said, well, maybe the guy driving that other car don't. Okay? So you need to move this car, and you need to do it right now. You remember that?
Yep.
And now she got out and she wanted to dance. She's out in the road and she's wanting to dance with me. And,
You know, and you're a good-sized guy.
yeah.
That's why, pardon me, but that's why God made 911. They call us.
He's not much of a dancer.
You don't know what to do. You really don't, okay? Do you have a drug addict? Okay. We had Middlefield, a drug addict, broke into an apartment at 2 o'clock in the morning, snatched a child off the couch. Stranger snatched a child. Went out onto, this is Hayes Road and 87, if you're familiar with that, those apartments there. And a motorist thought it was unusual for a man to be out with a child at 2 o'clock in the morning and call. Didn't confront. You with me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I did encourage Pastor to call the Chardon police, though, when we had that person in the middle of the road.
No, that was Russell. It was
Russell. Well,
police.
it was one of them.
What happened was I did call the police, but I got her to get her car off the road because somebody coming over that hill. They wouldn't have time to stop.
And appreciate that, and again, a dispatcher being with you, staying with you on the phone, may have